This video is brought to you by my latest book, How to Play Melodic Rock Lead Guitar, a comprehensive guide to doing exactly that, playing melodic rock lead guitar. This is not just some collection of scale patterns and tabs, although you do get plenty of those, but you also get an entire chapter on how to come up with your own licks, as well as video content, tutorials and demonstrations, loads of jam tracks, and all the way through I'm encouraging you to expand your fretboard knowledge and showing you how you can think in a more musical and melodic way. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Do you notice anything different about the tone I was using on that solo there? It wasn't, as I usually blether on in these videos, the Blue Guitar Amp 1 Mercury Edition, yada yada yada. It wasn't that. I'm very happy with the sound I get from the Blue Guitar Amp 1, and I have no plans to change it. But anybody like me that spends a fair amount of time looking at guitar-related YouTube videos will notice that, there are trends. There's a hot product that everybody's talking about at any given time. And at the moment, at the time of recording this video, the piece of kit that everybody's waxing lyrical about is the Vailton GP5 pedal. It's just a little effects pedal, kind of mini pedal size from what I can gather, and you hook it up to an app on your phone and you basically can control all the parameters, all the different presets and everything from that in the same way as you would with like a Spark or that kind of thing. I wasn't using the Vailton GP5 there, but what I was using was something that the Vailton GP5 is capable of utilising, which are NAM profiles. NAM stands for Neural Amp Modelling. And at first, because it's got the word neural in it, I thought it was some kind of offshoot of like, the quad cortex, nano cortex, that kind of whole universe. But apparently it isn't. The Neural Amp Modeler is a piece of software that's free. You can download it for nothing and install it in your computer in the same way as you do with any sort of any other kind of VST style effects. I did a whole series on home recording, which if you've seen that, then you know all about VSTs and amp sims and stuff. But basically, you just install it like any other effect on a track in your recording software, and then you can go and grab profiles online. Now, what these profiles are, I don't know whether it's called a profile or a capture, one of those two things. But basically, imagine you've got a really fantastic sounding guitar sound, and you want to kind of capture it. Well, you can go on to any one of these websites. Tone 3000 is the one that I've been using, and download what they call I think it's called the sweep signal. And you just fire that little WAV file, presumably is what it is, into the front end of your amp and record the output. And then you upload that output to the I think it's Tone 3000 website, and because they've got the original sweep signal, they can sort of think, okay, well, that's what went in, that's what came out, and by a clever bit of shenanigans and jiggery-pokery, they can figure out that, okay, so the amplifier, the signal chain, the amp head, the cab, the combo, whatever it is you've captured, we can figure out what effect that's having on the known quantity that is the sweep signal, and you get a profile of the amp. And you just load those profiles into the neural amp modeler. I mean, absolute, kind of metric ton of, I was going to say something else then, of profiles that you can get from this website. And some of them sound great, and some of them are, I think, just not to my taste, shall we say. But that one is a nice kind of Marshall-y sort of tone. And I'll show you now how easy it is to set this sort of thing up in your DAW. Okay, so this is Reaper. This is the DAW that I use, but I imagine the process will be very similar, no matter what recording software you are familiar with. You can see I've got a track inserted here, and I'm just going to put Neural Amp Modeler on that track. There it is. And I've dialed up a preset. I've created a preset that I've called Marshall Grunt, and that preset is based around this profile here. I'll put a link to this in the description. Marshall JTM 45 and cab, AC DC back in black. This is just a capture that someone's done of their rig when they're someone called Adra, their rig, that they've got dialed in to sound like a Marshall JTM 45 or whatever Marshall Angus was using on that track. And you can see I've made a few sort of tweaks here on the EQ settings, and well, let's just get that out of the way, and I'm going to hit record. And let's just hear what kind of sound I'm going to get with my Les Paul plugged straight into the interface and going through that profile there. Here we go. I could happily play with that sound all day long. When I record this kind of thing, I'll often sort of double track it, pan it hard left and right, so you got a bit of stereo picture there, and then when it's in a mix, maybe a little bit of high pass on it, just to kind of shave off a little bit of the bottom end so it doesn't kind of tread on the toes of what the bass is doing. But yeah, that's a sound that I'm quite happy to go along with. Okay, so now I'm going to see if I can get something a little bit more crunchy, a little bit more gainy, I should say, for a lead tone. And I've already, in the best Blue Peter tradition, here's one I prepared earlier. I've got this one here called Marshall Lead, which is just basically the same profile, but you can see I've kind of really cranked the input up there to just give it a little bit more, I don't know, oomph, to use a technical term. Let's hear what that sounds like. Same guitar. Let's just do a little bit of lead twiddle. Again, that's a sound that I would more than happily record with. So, yeah, I am optimistic about what can be done with this neural amp modeler. So if I can do it, anyone can. You know, as I say, I'll put links to all the relevant stuff down in the description, including that that little profile that I was using there, and the neural amp modeler software itself. Usually this is the sort of thing that I tend to shy away from, because I don't need, you know, 12 different amp sounds. I just, like, as I say, I go with that usually, and that's pretty much it. But you know, when there's so much chatter about one particular thing, that curiosity gets the better of you, especially when, as I say, it's free. I just thought I'd give it a go. And it's not going to replace the Blue Guitar Amp one anytime soon, but Occasionally, there are times like when I was doing the album earlier this year when I was thinking I could really do with like a nice Vox AC 30 tone here, and the one I ended up using was the one in Guitar Rig. But if I can find a capture of an actual decent sounding Vox AC 30, then I might just give that a go next time I need it. So yeah, coming up on Sunday, I'm going to be putting together the usual Sunday type video where I'm doing some sort of demo track where all the guitar parts are going to be recorded using NAM profiles, just to see how they sound in a full mix rather than just jamming over the top of a backing track like I was earlier. As I say, not usually the kind of thing I go for because I get very, very easily confused by menus and scrolling and stuff like that, but I guess in some instances, and this is one of them, there are times when you can teach an old dog new tricks. And that is the video for today, folks. Just been playing around with a new bit of software, a new kind of shiny thing, a new tool in the box, and I thought I'd share that with you. And we'll see what it's like in a sort of full mix, as I say, on Sunday. But that's the video for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed it and found it informative in some small way, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Why not drop me a like as well while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and just basically have a chat. It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend, I reckon, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.